Hello there, everyone, and welcome. I've been sick for a little while, so if you're wondering about the costume, that's kind of what's going on. I might cough a little bit, but I'll like cut it out. But if you see me moving or something, I muted it or something. Today is a sad day. Well, I guess today's not the sad day. 2 days from today's the sad day. But today is March 29th, and in 2 days, the game I have up here on screen, which is known as My Hero Academia, The Strongest Hero. This is a gacha game. The game is going to have its end of service. So the game is shutting down. I think this game came out in like 2021 or whatever. I think it was 2021. So the game had like a 4-year life cycle, but to be honest, the game kind of died like 2 years to 2.5 years ago. I mean, even right now, if it came out 2021, when you look at the icon for the game, it still shows its 2-year anniversary picture. So that's not good. That's not good. It's been actively dead for 2 years. But the game, I don't know exactly what killed the game. I do know that the game just didn't really receive any updates. Like, it got some new characters or whatever added to it, and that was pretty much it, but they never really added any like actual meaningful content to the game. So you're just doing the exact same content from pretty much year one until end of service. So that was a big reason why. And as to why I'm not sure, I had heard that this game had swapped hands with developers. So I believe it was the game came out, it had its original developers. I guess it maybe saw enough success that Crunchyroll decided to buy out the game. So like now, every time you would load into the game from that point forward, it would always start off saying Crunchyroll Games or whatever. And then the game swapped hands with developers. So the original developers, I don't think they were there anymore. Like, new developers came out to like develop the game, which they just added new characters. And then it swapped hands with another set of developers. And then all they did was just add new characters. And then I think it swapped hands with developers about like 4 or 5 times, that's not a good sign. But yeah, it was just the game would just release more and more new characters, but like no content. Now, I will say I do like the fact that I have all the special characters because of the end of service. They said, hey, you know what? All the little special banner characters that you can pull on, we're just going to give you as many copies that would take you from not having one to having them all triple S plus, which is, the little rainbow triple S's or whatever on the bottom, so you can rank up all the characters, like every character. So all the special ones are triple S plus. Then some A rank ones are triple S plus. The only ones I don't have triple S plus are Mina, Ojiro, and then like the World Hero Mission movie versions of Bakugo, Deku, and Shoto. But otherwise, everyone else should have the standard banner characters. So like Dabi, Hawks, Shigaraki, Stain, Aizawa, Tamaki, All Might, Mirio, Endeavor, and Nejire or Nejire. I don't know how to pronounce that. But like pretty much all of them, you just got as many copies that would take you to triple S plus. So I already had every character, but they were probably more like S or like double S or whatever. So that was pretty nice. I got to actually get them all ranked up. But what I do like is that this roster of characters, how many is there? So here's 6, 12, 18, 24, 26 characters. I do like that there's 26 characters, so that's still like a smaller list, because that at least makes it manageable, so that if the game, didn't die, you could actively get every character, maxed out. right? You could get them triple S, you could get them all max level, which I don't know what max level is. I don't know if it's still 130 or if they increased it. I think they may have increased it. But it's at least an obtainable goal. And that's kind of hard to say for like a gacha game, because most gacha games, it's like the never-ending treadmill, so that like you can never actually like get anything caught up. Even if you spend like, I don't know, like let's say like Genshin Impact, like if you spend, you know, $200,000-$300,000, you still don't have everything in the game, because there's always going to be another character right around the corner, right? Like I don't like that, but I do like that you could actually do that in this game. You can actually get them all leveled up. Also, because once you get a character maxed, you could like you would get these things called shards. So like if I go here, what should I do? Let's do a quick little spin, just so I can get a shard and show you. So okay, I got a shard for Denki. So what you can do is whenever you have a character maxed out, you could go over to the shop, wherever that is, over here, go to the mall, you go to the shard shop, and the shard shop allows you to convert any character. Here we go. These right here, you can convert any extra character shards into points. So I just got 6 of these points, so now I have 536 at the top right. And then you could just use them to buy shards for characters that you don't have maxed out yet. So they implemented a system in the game to help you actually get your characters, you know, max ranked, and the ranks actually do something. So like if I go here to Endeavor, so he's triple S plus, you go to skills, these passive effects here. So Endeavor starts out at S rank, but when you get them to double S, you could, you know, get that boost, a passive boost or whatever, increases their damage and increases their stats too. Triple S, and then triple S plus, you get like both of these things and stuff. So you get bonuses for actually ranking them up, and every character gets stronger. But every character can travel from A to, actually it's B to A to S to double S, then triple S, and then triple S plus. Every character can do that. So it's not like you get like a 4-star and they're permanently a 4-star. You could rank them up to a 5-star if that helps, right? So this game is going to be shutting down in 2 days as of recording this video. And I think that's kind of sad. This is like one of the games I was actively playing. I don't think I'm as sad about this game shutting down as I was like Maple Story 2. Because I thought Maple Story 2 was fun. This game, it was just kind of hard to like, I don't know, like get attached to it when it was just, the game had been dead for, you know, again, like I said, 2 years to 2.5 years ago, it died, you know. So it's just, it's been like Maple Story 2. I stopped playing it, and then I heard it got shut down. I was like, oh, this game, it's been more just waiting for the inevitable. Like, you know, it's not going to survive. You know, it's going to die someday. It's already dead. They had been merging servers because there weren't enough players in the servers, so people just kept getting merged together. That way they could, you know, oh, we'll make it seem like the game's still active or whatever. But man, I don't know. I don't remember how to change my character. Is it this? No, it's not. Somehow you can change your character that you're running around with. That? No. Oh, people are still running agency assessments. We're the last few keeping this game alive until 2 days from now. Oh no. But yeah, I just think it's kind of sad. And I think this game had a lot of potential, obviously, if it was My Hero Academia, because there are just so many characters in My Hero Academia. And this is all that they were able to bring into the game. Now, they're all great. It's just, there's more characters that could have been added. Like, definitely, you know, more characters from Class 1A could have been thrown in. You have more villains, you have more heroes and stuff, and they just never made it. Like, some of them only made it in the form of cards. I don't have those cards though, but some of them did. Even some of the heroes like Mount Lady or Kamori Woods they're active cards. So basically it's like a support character, you summon them to the field or whatever. They could have just added more characters, but I don't think adding more characters would have saved the game because you need more content. You can't just keep doing the exact same missions over and over again for 4 years and expect people to stay in the game. That's why, like, I would say, I mean, I don't know if this would have saved it, but you have solo missions. You had this thing called Operation X, which would kind of be like a little dungeon you'd run through and use your characters for. I don't even know if I can like reset one. Data cleared. Ooh, this will erase previous stage progression. Yeah, go ahead. Data cleared. Deploy. So you would go here and, you know, you get the officer guy. They always call you on the phone and stuff. I'm just going to hang up though. And then you would basically go through a dungeon. So this is Shigaraki. I have like 2 energy above my head. You would go over to these blue circles, which would start fights with the characters. You pick which character you want to deploy. So let's just say, let's pick, whoops, not that Deku. Let's pick regular Deku. Where's regular Deku? Right there. So you just pick the regular character and then you fight the enemies. I'm too strong for it. I just pretty much one-shot him. But it's just, you would go through these missions and they were kind of like a test for your characters because, you know, as you got stronger, you could take on the later versions of it. And then you just progress further and further down. And then you'd also get like these little buffs and stuff that you could add onto your character. So penetration rate, all heroes have 20% ultimate ability recovery speed, gain a shield equal to 20% of max HP for 10 seconds after using ultimate. So I guess I'd just pick this one. And then you'd work your way through and like every character has their own energy. So then you just use different characters. As you got more characters, you could make your way through the dungeon because you could swap to more characters and stuff. Let's pick Tamaki, I guess, for this one. And then it was just, I don't know. I think if they added more missions that were higher level, it would give you a little bit more to do, but I don't think that alone would save the game. I think also the story missions, they stopped being story missions. So if you do like the first couple of missions, it's more telling like, you know, the My Hero Academia story, and then after that it just feels like it's just another kind of dungeon crawler without the like extra, you know, bonuses and stuff that you get here. Gain a shield, all heroes have hyper armor, all heroes crit damage, I guess, whatever, right? So it's not like a challenge or whatever because the characters are too strong to do this level of content. I don't even know if it would tell me actually. Yeah, look, recommended battle power is 58,000. This is the latest that it goes. So 58,000. But if you look at my Tamaki, he's at 108,000. And there are like people who spend money on the game who are at like 160, 170. I don't know if they can reach 200,000, but somewhere around 160, 170,000 range. And it's just like, my character's more than double the required. And like that goes to show you they haven't updated this or added new ones like since the beginning. I'm just gonna back out of here. However I do it. How do I do that? Tap this, pause, confirm. So I mean, I don't really know how they could have saved it. They also needed to like add the characters while the anime was still popular. I don't know how popular the anime is for me, but it kind of just like fell off for me around like season 3 and season 4. But I mean, I just watched it just because it was like, oh, it's My Hero. I've already watched part of the story. Might as well continue. But I don't know. I think it was maybe like season 4. I was just like, all right. I mean, if I watch it, I watch it. If I don't, I don't. Or whatever, right? So what could you do in this game? Let's go over what you could do. So you could see it's been here at the bottom, Alliance Drill. You can join alliances, which are basically guilds or whatever. And then you can do like guild battles versus other guilds every, I think it was like Saturday or something. It always changed at like either 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. based on like daylight saving times or whatever. But your alliance, you could get people together. You could do like little alliance missions that would give you some extra like resources and stuff. You could do the alliance drills that would allow you to compete against other alliances, so other guilds of players, where you would run through a map and there would be, depending on how many players there would be like these flags around the map. And it would be your objective to take hold of these flags and then hold them while the enemy team tries to attack you. Now, your team could run interference by like trying to get in the way and then battle their characters before they get to you. But if they like sneak past you, usually people would like jump over each other to get to the flag holder or whatever, and then they'd battle you. And if they beat you, they took over the flag, and now they're holding the point. And the more flags you have, the more points you get, and then whoever has the most amount of points at the end wins. The drills, I think the drill would run for about like 30 minutes. Like, that sounds like a long time. It would run for 30 minutes or until somebody hit like a certain amount of points, which maybe 1,500 points. One team hits that before the other team, then it would end early. But oh man, we used to have drills where people would actually like play against each other, but then also you had people playing against the whales, and I think that kind of pushed some people out, but also just, it was like the alliances that would scoop up all the whales would be the ones that would have the advantage, and they'd always be winning, because just like one whale could just stomp the whole other team if they weren't whales. It was just, oh my goodness, it was bad. Oh no. But you could do that. So alliances were a thing, alliance drills, alliance training, just like a little hub for you and in a group of friends or random people that you get in there to do, that or a group of like random people that you get in there, and you guys could just, you know, work together for like your guild. You had like the friends list, you get like some extra, was it stamina every day or something or whatever, based on, you know, how many friends send you the gift or whatever. You have the dorm, which allowed you to basically take the characters that you obtained, and then you could put them in these dorm rooms, like, you know, class 1A or whatever, they go to the UA dorms. So you could put characters in dorms. You get like these little things, like that's money used for leveling up stuff. There's some sort of character, is that a character experience thing? It's an enhancing mixture. I think I picked up stamina already or whatever, but like you'd have these little chibi versions of the characters, and they would just roam around. Sometimes they would interact with stuff like, well, I guess Suyu just laid on the bed. There's Momo, whatever. I got everyone organized, so I put all the girl characters there. I put Kirishima and Bakugo together because they get along. And then I have Fumikage and whatever. I kind of just put them in rooms that I at least thought would make sense for the characters. Like, I don't think Bakugo is going to be mad that Tokoyami's there or that Ojiro's there or whatever. I couldn't see him being in a room with Deku. What's down here? Oh, Deku, Denki, Mineta. Denki and Mineta, they go together. And then Deku and Ida go together. What the? Oh, I got the World Hero Mission 3 in here, and then regular Shoto, so I have 2 Shotos in here. I put the villains in here, but I put them with Endeavor, so you could keep an eye on them. What was I thinking? And then I got All Might, and then I don't have Miru. Oh, because I didn't have Miru at the time. That was the other thing, is there weren't enough dorm spaces for everyone. There's a cat down there. I see it at the bottom of the screen moving. But, yeah. So we had dorms. What else did we have? Commissions. Ooh, congratulations, city level has reached 60, and more commissions have been unlocked. Cool. Oh, these are your daily tasks. Okay, these would be the things where like you would just click on that, and then you'd either quick deploy, which was automatic. Oh wait, no, you send people on like these missions, and then you come back every once in a while. So that's what the commissions were. I don't need to do this because, you know, game's not going to be around by the time well, I'm not going to log in after this probably. It's probably going to be my last time logging into the game. But yeah, you can just send people on missions. You have your bag, you have the solo missions, you have your peacekeeping handbook. This was like the main story thing I was talking about before. So there's 14 chapters. I think it used to just be 12 chapters. How do I do that? Solo, peacekeeping. Yeah. So you had chapter 1, which like had you play. So you had like chapter 1, which I think the first mission has you play like the fireman hero or whatever. So it wasn't like it was a super high quality gacha, but you got to at least play, you know, things that kind of you got to play some of the heroes while they like do their hero thing or whatever, at least in chapter 1. And then chapter 2 I think starts the My Hero story with like Deku and whatever, and then from there on it just becomes the same repetitive, just like fight enemies, less story. They did have story to them, but it just felt like less and less. And it just felt more like you were just crawling through a dungeon of this level with whatever power characters you have. And it just didn't really mean anything. So that was the main story thing. The only thing they did was go from 12 chapters to 14. That was the one update that they did. And then the only other gameplay update that they did was like the agency assessment, which used to go up to 22 floors. And then their update made it go up to 24 floors. Didn't add any new maps, any new bosses, any new enemies. It was just each floor is just like a higher difficulty version of the last floor. And it just cycles between the same 3 maps or whatever, right? So they're not really adding content. It's just increasing the scaling. That's the only thing they did outside of making characters, was just increase scaling, and they only did it for like 2 things. So I don't know. Would you call this a cash grab? I don't know. It felt like it had potential. I don't know. I liked it. I liked how the combat worked. Like, I like the individual characters, how they play better than like Genshin, because Genshin's not about the individual characters. You have to like swap 2 other characters to make up for the shortcomings that the other characters have or whatever. Like, you know, it's just throw out your skill, throw out your burst. That takes 3 seconds, and then you swap, so each character is only on field for 3 seconds. This one, you only play one character at a time, but they have a whole moveset. How do I show that? Okay, I go to hero, and then you go to training, right? So you get an individual character. So this is Nejire. I have some active cards here. I have All Might, and I have some villain, I think, from the World Hero mission that, like, he throws that, whatever. I think he's, like, able to, like, shrink and expand things or whatever. So he does that. I don't know. And then you have All Might, which slams down, does a tornado, groups enemies for you. That's the active cards. It's just like a little support thing. Then you have... Can I hide the HUD stuff? Info. No. I don't know if there's a way to hide this extra stuff. All this stuff on the left doesn't need to be there. And those little icons that keep popping up top left, that's like my passive cards. They're kicking into effect every however many seconds. But each individual character, they have normal attacks. They have... she doesn't have a dodge attack. No, she just has normal attacks. Then she has 3 skills. So that one you can hold and it like leaves the little... I don't even know what her power is. It's like some electrical wave thing. You can charge it, which will make it last a little longer, and it just keeps hitting them. It kind of stuns them. You can do this to launch yourself in the air, which changes how you use your skills. You have this one which you can hold. Fumikage jumps in. See, that's the other thing, is like you have other characters that you can set as like assist characters that pop in and they can do different things. So Fumikage would be able to like group enemies for me or whatever. But yeah, you jump up here and then you can like fly down. I don't know, it felt like there was more to them. I think it's just because they have 3 skills instead of just 1. And then they have an ultimate. Go back here, there's Fumikage again. I'm not like, I'm just going kind of slow because I'm trying to show off the abilities. So this one allows you to go up in the air so enemies can't hit you, so you can fly, and then you can use that skill or the other skill and you can dive down to enemies and hit them. What's her quirk activation? Okay, her quirk activation is like it's like a passive thing. I think helps you build her meter faster or something, or like boost her damage or something based on how full the meter is. Then you got like their ultimate abilities. She's more like a range. I don't know if she's a range character or not. I don't know. I think there's better characters I could showcase. Let's go ahead and exit. Like Fumikage, I think he's like one of the better ones to showcase. So go to training. Wherever he is, here he is. So we got Fumikage. It's going to have other passive characters come out too. So his quirk activation, which is this button down here, just helps him build his darkness meter. So yeah, different characters also have different resource meters. So you see that thing right at the bottom underneath me, that like dark shadow thing with the glowing eyes. That meter will fill up, and once it fills up, you're able to transform by using his Q skill, which is like this thing here, but it'll transform you into like some different form that's like more aggressive and like violent. So he has his normal attacks. He uses Dark Shadow, pulls himself to enemies, hits rapidly. He has his W skill, which is kind of like if you're doing the PvP, you just kind of knock enemies back. It's like a really fast attack and it pulls you to them. And then he has his E skill, which will group of enemies together, sends Dark Shadow into the ground, sends claws outwards, and then pulls enemies towards the center. And my meters, there we go, my meter's up. So now you can see he's got like little arms on the side, and you can continue to build up the meter even more. I'm not going to do that, but the higher up that you build his meter, the more damage he does. Like by like a lot of damage. There we go. I think it also makes you attack faster too when you're in his other form, his liberation mode or whatever it's called. So we're gonna go ahead. So we've seen his normal attacks. So normal attack, his skills, and then he has a form transformation by transforming. Now he's in this like liberation mode. So now his normal attacks are different. That like little circle at the end groups enemies in, like it pulls them in. Then you've got his W skill, which launches him in the air. You've got his E skill. I'm trying to keep the camera down. Which he like uproots the earth and stuff. And then it can slam him down. I think I think it'll cancel it early. I don't know. Let's use my quirk activation and then, yep, he does attack a lot faster. And I can cancel it early by pressing the Q skill again. That's World Hero Mission Bakugo. So you got stuff like that. You got people like Shoto who can swap between his hot and cold form. So he's got his meter at the bottom, which to the left, it's like fire. And then if it builds to the right, it's ice. And I think they give you different benefits, I think, when you activate this. I don't know. It's been a while since I played. But he's got his normal attacks. So his normal attacks just go between fire and ice. And then his W skill, he can throw out 3 ice shards. At least you get 3 charges for the skill. He's got his E skill, which shoots out ice. And then you got his Q skill that changes him from ice form to fire form. And then he's got like this little flame tornado thing. Or not tornado, whatever that is. And then he's got his E skill, which grabs and kind of pulls the enemy and then hits him. Oh, I didn't even show Dark Shadow's ultimate. I completely forgot about that. And then you got his R skill. And now I've got my meter built up, I guess. I don't know. I like how each of the characters is unique in how they play, rather than they're like just be you know, like anyone that uses a sword, they all attack the same except for their skill, or anyone that uses a great sword attacks exactly the same pretty much with like some slight variation, but it's basically the same thing except when they use their skill and their ultimate and stuff. I like how each individual character is like actually different. Like Denki is a ranged character and he just shoots out lightning attacks. He has the ability to like stun people, like he can actually like paralyze them with the status effect. He can call down lightning. That's World Hero Mission. He has like an AoE static burst thing that can kind of like knock enemies off of you. He has an E skill. Oh yeah, he has a meter on the bottom that builds up whenever you use his skills. And then what it will do is it'll charge the power of his Q skill and also just like refresh it or give you like an enhanced version. And then it has like a separate cooldown or whatever from his, you know, regular Q, from like his regular Q skill. So like the more you use your skills, the faster you build up the meter. And then his quirk activation makes his normal attacks. He sent, oh look, that now he's paralyzed. So his normal attack just throws out like a little electric ball that hits a single enemy, but when you use his quirk activation, he throws out these like electric discs that penetrate enemies, and so it can hit more than one enemy at a time. And then, you know, you just do that, you hit him with all your attacks. I just like that you're staying on the field with one character. Now let's go ahead and use his R skill. Oh yeah, I forgot, it's different than how it works in the arena where you're playing against other players. He has like a little slide kick he does, and if you miss that, he doesn't do a skill. I forgot. In PvE, he just uses his skill. It's an AoE burst. You have people like Mina, who fights with acid. Does it do damage over time? Oh, it does do damage over time. Okay, it leaves like a little effect on him. I don't know if that makes him weaker or not, but I just like her combos. I can't see anything because the other guys are popping in. No, go away. I'm trying to see. I don't want to see your guys' stuff. So when she builds up her meter, she can get a different Q skill. She can slide and hit enemies. Her quirk activation makes it so she leaves little puddles on the ground that, like, I think they do damage and also weaken enemies. And then it enhances her W skill. Then she's got like her breakdance move. Oh yeah, I forgot. She can do an uppercut too with her E skill. So they also have, some characters have like enhanced versions of their skills where you meet certain conditions, then you get like a little special thing. I think hers is like the puddle stuff, but she can do like an uppercut. Here we go. I guess she can do two of them. And then we got her special ability, which I think I missed the guy. No, I didn't. I thought I did. Sometimes you do. Who else do we have? We have like World Hero Mission Deku. He just... The problem with the PvP is that the characters were designed for PvE battles, and then like nothing gets changed for PvE. So when you have like the special banner characters, they like absolutely have an advantage over the non-special characters. So if you got the special character and somebody else didn't and you're fighting against them, you have like a complete advantage, especially when it comes to Mirio. I think their arena was already dying. Like, it had already been dying because of just how unbalanced it was. And then Mirio was the final nail in the coffin, because if you're fighting against other players in the arena, which is like an active real-time battle, like you're running around dodging and stuff or whatever. Oh yeah, there is like a heavy punch attack thing. I forgot. That's this button down here. It was supposed to be for like breaking armor and stuff, but like you're running around, you're dodging other players' attacks and stuff, and then trying to get them in your combos while staying out of theirs. When you have a character in that mode who can, because Mirio has the permeation where you just kind of phase through them, like Obito from Naruto or whatever. When you have a character who because he does that, they make him invincible, so you can't damage him at all. When he can stay invincible for like 6 to 8 seconds at a time, it's absolutely ridiculous. And all of his attacks hit so many times that like you can't dodge the like one hit, because then you'll just get hit by the other like 10 hits or whatever. But this is the World Hero Mission Deku. He's got different okay, he's got like a charge punch, his W skill, and when he's in the air, he can use his Q skill to like slam down. He can charge up a punch, does more damage. What is that? I've never understood how his 1-for-all meter at the bottom works, because I never really paid attention to it. I never really used him that much, because I only had like the S rank version of him, and I had characters that were stronger. I think it just boosts your damage. But yeah, like imagine having to fight a character who's doing that and is dashing around in PvP. It's awful. Oh, I wonder if I could find another player. I should do that. We'll check the arena later. Watch me get beat by somebody. Alright, so there's that. So, who's next? Who should we try? Let's try World Hero Mission 6 out of 6. Oh, 6 out of 6 or like little, not combos, things, whatever, completed. Challenges. So this is World Hero Mission Shoto. Still fights with fire and ice, but he gets like hyper armor and stuff on it. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Gacha games are not difficult. You literally just mash the button, like what I'm doing here. Whether you're playing on PC or you're playing on mobile, it's not a difficult game. You just keep mashing and mashing, and then when you see an enemy about to hit you, you just dodge out of the way. Usually it gives you like, oh, you dodged just in the nick of time, which is like a big window to dodge in, and then you get like, it slows down time and stuff. Can I make this guy fight back? Combo practice. Villain attack. Okay. Okay. There we go. So you slow down time and get like a little special thing usually. Even if you like miss dodging, it's such a big window that like it usually works or like allows you to. You have the school principal, drops the cannonball, and then wrecking stuff, whatever, hits them. You have whoever this guy is, hops in with the dust and then shoots at him. I think it would have been kind of overpowered if he was... You got like ranged people and stuff. Alright, so what's his Q skill do? It switches. W skill is a chain skill, so that means if you tap it multiple times, you can ride the wave and it like freezes enemies. And now since I got his bottom meter built up or whatever, I can when you get both of the meters built up, you can do like this thing where he makes like a little platform for him out of ice and just fires ice down. His quirk activation just rapidly builds out both meters, but otherwise, oh, they're slowly building up on their own. The more you use ice, the more it builds up, and then the more you use his flame, the more that builds up, and then you can swap. Oh, I think swapping makes it so that like you build 1 meter faster than the other. Which also counts as an attack, which is ridiculous. Look at this. Where is he? So when you're moving, it counts as attack. Okay, it does, you can kind of put it on a cooldown if you do it, but it's like such a short cooldown. But I mean, it's just, yeah, like having to deal with this stuff in PvP. You're getting frozen, They have hyper armor, meaning like you can still damage them, but you can't stagger them, and then they can stagger you. Ah, my goodness. So let's see his ultimate. Alright, so we got that. And then we saw his like little platform thing. Next, let's do World Hero Mission Bakugo. Maybe we'll just go over all the characters, you know, one final time before they shut it down. So we have World Hero Mission Bakugo. He's got like a little blast meter at the bottom. I think that opens up his quirk activation thing down here. Yeah, it does. For him to do like a little special attack. So what's Q do? Okay, it shoots out like a little cone or whatever. Kinda wish... Did I turn that off? Hide assist skill. Is that them popping down? Maybe. So the Q skill, I think you can hold it and charge it. Yeah, you can. And then he fires out like a beam of his explosive nitroglycerin or whatever it is. His E skill is a tornado, which pulls enemies in, hits them rapidly before slamming them with another explosive. And then his W skill lunges them towards opponents before exploding on the ground. And then his normal attacks. Trying to turn the camera. Oh, okay. Once his meter builds up, he can like go up into the sky. How do I move though? Oh, it's too late. Okay, so you can just like keep launching yourself up in the air. Oh, that's how I move. So when you're up in the air, you get... Okay, so he kind of has a form change where you can change what he's doing and then you can slam down on him. Okay, okay. So he's one of those characters that has a form change. I don't know how the mic is working because I keep turning my head down. So if it sounds like I'm going away, sorry. Now let's go ahead and see his ultimate. Howitzer impact. Okay, so we got that. I could just, yeah, do the unlimited power. Who else we got? Ojiro. People used him a lot in PvP just because he's kind of like a menace to deal with, because he's always got some attack up and ready or something or whatever. But I mean, obviously you use the special characters, and you can say like, oh, but if you're good, you can beat anyone. It's like, yeah, but you know, just because you can beat somebody, like if you're facing Mirio, it's like a 90% chance that if the enemy player has Mirio on their team and if you don't, it's a 90% chance that he's gonna win, a 10% chance that you're gonna win. So even if you can squeak out a victory, it's still like a 90 to 10%, you know, difference. It's ridiculous. But yeah, people used him a lot in PvP because he could just keep kind of comboing you. And you get some hyper armor and grab you, pull you in, and just like keep spamming stuff like that. You can also slide around and like use an engagement move and stuff. Yeah, like, I don't know. In the PvP, they do have where if you get hit enough times, like it's a meter that's 0 out of 8. So if you get hit enough times, it'll knock you to the ground and give you invincibility. So that way they can't just infinitely stun lock you. But the newer characters got where they could hit you far more times and do far more damage before it would even tick a single number on that 1 out of 8. Because their attacks hit so many times. Like the old characters, if I just hit with a normal attack, it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or it would be like 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they're on the ground, invincible. It's like a quick knockdown. It allows them to get back up and hopefully try to like use that brief little window of invincibility once they get back up to like hit you and put you into their combo or whatever. But the newer characters, it's just like they just keep hitting and hitting and hitting, and they can just like stall it out, and they can stall out like the cooldowns and stuff. Let's go show you Mirio. Show you guys what I was talking about. Training. Here we go. And it's all outside of like their normal attack combo. So like I'd hit, and this would only like build up 2. That whole combo would only like build up 2, and that's just his normal attack. So you could just like keep, you know, kind of doing that. You can like change forms, or you don't really change forms. Hold on, hide assist skill. Actually, I never played him enough to really know exactly what that does. I do know like it can hit them. There you go. But you got like his W skill, puts them under, gives them hyper armor. You got this skill, which chases them around, hits them a whole bunch of times. And then his quirk activation resets both of his skills, so you could put it back. And like keep comboing them. That uppercut does a whole bunch of damage. And like throughout this whole thing, he's like going in between hyper armor and invincibility. So hyper armor, you can hit him, you can damage him, but you can't stun him. And then if he stuns you, you can't do any more damage to him while you're in his combo. So basically people would use hyper armor or abuse hyper armor. That way they couldn't get put into other people's combos, but they could like just tank through their combo and like hit them and knock them out of their combo with and start hitting them with their own combo. This E skill chases you around the map, so like even if you dodge, you get like 1 dodge every like so many seconds in the PvP. So even if you dodge the 1 hit, let's see how many hits it says this is. Does it say 6 hits, 9 hits? 16 hits. So even if you can dodge the first hit, there's still 15 other hits that you get hit by. I don't know. It was not good. All right, let's give him infinite power. Let's see his ultimate. This poor training guy. He just gets beat up all the time. Okay. We have All Might. All Might, he has like a 3-hit combo. The first 2 hits are always the same, and the 3rd hit is like a 3-stage thing. Technically, you can get a 4th hit. So 1 hit, 2 hit, and then that like little X chop that he does is like stage 1. It shows you down at the bottom, that little meter underneath my feet. The one on the left is like the X chop. The one in the middle, which is stage 2, is like a tornado. And then stage 3 is like he punches the ground and like unearths the ground. So stage 1, stage 2, this is the tornado, and you can move it and stuff. It pulls enemies in, hits them a whole bunch of times. And then we'll go to stage 3. 1, 2, 3. Slams the ground and then punches the debris. And because I have his because I have him ranked up, he always throws like a tornado out at the end of it. But there is a 4th hit, which is just like a basic hit. Okay. No one ever uses that. You don't even get this like kind of guard break move in PvP. Is he cutting into the ground with his hand? That's dangerous. Okay, so stage 4. We'll call it stage 4. So 1, 2, charge, 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 and then he just does like a normal punch. So if you don't release at stage 3, you just get like some weak punch. He's got his Q skill, which does that little tornado thing. If you get it to stage 7, it's a stronger version with like a little cutscene thing. Wait for him to get up. So that's like a stronger version. I missed him. He ran out of it. This guy's smart. You have his W skill, which is it says displace, but he jumps up in the air, slams down with his butt. Kind of like, what do? He hit Deku with it. Like broke his back or whatever. Then you have the E skill, which teleports him up. He slams down, and then he can like, should summon a tornado at the end of it. Maybe it's because I have unlimited power on. Let's try this. No, that didn't work. Huh. Okay. Well, normally it's supposed to do a tornado at the end of it. I don't know why I didn't, but that's fine. So next we'll just go ahead and use his ultimate. Alright, so there's his ultimate. Should we just go down the list? We already used Nejire. We used Mirio. Let's use Endeavor. Endeavor is one of the other characters that has like a form change. So he has his... This is stage 1 or form 1 or whatever, where he fights with his fists. So punch, 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 kick, uppercut, kick. I guess it's an uppercut kick. And then he dive bombs down with like a kick or whatever, right? And then he has his E skill, which is another uppercut, which I missed. His Q skill I can't use because I need to build up his little heat meter at the bottom, which the heat meter does damage to you, but you also get like health regeneration stuff too. So it kind of balances out. Then he's got his W skill, which pulls enemies in. It builds his meter, and then you can release it. And now we use Q to get his form change. So you can throw out a lance, and then you can go and pick it up. And now his normal attacks are different. It's kind of like, let's say like with Genshin. I picked Genshin as like my comparisons because that's probably, if you're playing a gacha game, you most likely know what Genshin is. But it would be like the new Natlan characters like Mavwika or whatever, or Chaska, where their form changes, they get like a different ability. You see how my health keeps going down? I get health regeneration, I think when I throw the spear and when I pick up the spear. So basically you get health regeneration when you exhaust that heat meter, and the only way to exhaust it is to throw the spear with like the Q skill. I don't think it can kill you though, but it can get you low enough to where enemies could hit you and then kill you. But I mean, he's got some pretty good health regeneration. So we have his W skill, which is now like a lunge attack. We got his E skill, which is like an AoE. He pulls enemies in and then does like that little thing there. Yeah, the little thing there. And then you use his Q skill. He jumps up and throws the lance. And since I have him upgraded, it leaves like a little flame field that just does a whole bunch of damage over time. Also, when he has his lance, I have like an Endeavor card on him that makes it so he does true damage, so that like kind of bypasses like damage resistance and stuff. But yeah, he's got some of his health back. Then I release, and then I throw and deplete the meter again. Now I get like more health regeneration. Look how fast my health's going back up. And then I pick up the spear, and as long as you're holding the spear, you keep building heat. You got your group skill again, the lunge skill, and then you can also just like throw that lance down, does damage, leaves the field. And that can do a lot of damage, and you can fight, whatever, right? So let's go ahead and see his ultimate. I'm gonna try and hit him this time. There we go. Alright, so there's his ultimate. I used Tamaki before, but not in the training thing, so I didn't really show him off. So Tamaki is another character that has form change. He has two modes, the like clam and the lobster claw or crab claw, which are like the faster hits. That's just his normal attack. What's his guard break? Oh, he just like elbows him. Okay, and that's probably just with the crab version. You can see the normal attack button has like the little little crab claw picture on it. So I got his E skill. So his E skill and his Q skill are how you change his forms. So E puts you inside like the clam mode. And then W puts you inside like the tentacle mode, where he like combines the tentacle and then like the bird thing or whatever. And this is like slower, but it does bigger hits. And then your Q skill changes based on like what form you have. So then I can like do this, which pulls in enemies, slams them away. I use the E skill, and then I can do that. If I hit him with this, I think it What does it do? It applies stacks that like increase the damage that enemies take, I think. What's his special do? Damage reduction, attack up, movement speed up, damage up, crit rate up. So crit rate went up, damage went up 70%, attack went up 25%, so you just do like a lot more damage. I think changing modes... Oh, it's not even building it. Hold on, let me hide unlimited power. So you're supposed to be able to build up his Q skill thing by like hitting enemies, but it's not working. And there's supposed to be like a little extra move that he can do with his Q skill, but it's not building up the meter. We'll go ahead and see his ultimate. And then there you go. Go ahead and switch. Stain. Stain is one of the better characters. Basically, he was like the one character where, what is happening? He's got like some passive effect that's making this smoke cloud. I could check the skill info, but I'm not going to worry about it. But, he's basically a character that always operated at a BP or battle power, like 10, 20,000 or even maybe 30,000 above whatever his current EP was. So if a mission said you needed like, it recommended 50,000 BP, if your stain was at 40,000 BP, he could still clear it very easily because he like always performed at like a higher level than whatever his BP was. And that's mainly because of his E skill. And then like the passive that you get, which reduces the damage you take by like 90%. And then he also gets some other damage reduction mixed in somewhere. So then he only takes like 1 damage, so you can like just face tank bosses' moves and stuff or whatever. So you have his special skill, which helps him, it changes his dash to become like a little attack that circles you around the enemy. You build up your meter faster. Once your meter builds up, you enter this kind of like Rage Berserk mode. I'm not pressing any buttons, he's doing this by himself. So once that meter at the bottom builds up, he just enters like a Berserker mode. You have his W skill where he throws out knives, and then like the knives are able to pin the enemies in place so they can't move. And then you can kind of just dash through them. And then now we're just doing his normal attacks. So normal attack. Got him stuck in a corner. We'll wait for him to move a little bit. Yeah. If you don't want to build up your meter all the way, you can use his Q skill, which will do damage and like reduce his like, we'll call it his blood meter or whatever. It gives you like, so what is that? Attack goes up 8%, and then another one said, okay, attack up 50%, damage reduction 10%. Okay, that's how you get it. The like basically 100% damage reduction where you only take 1 damage at a time. So that in combination with his E skill. So his E skill, you press it, he dashes into an enemy, launches him up in the air, slams him back down. You can also dash cancel out of it to enter his 1 mode. But basically, he dashes, you just hold normal attack, and then he just keeps slashing and slashing and slashing for like, you know, maybe about like 10 seconds. And then you can like backdash out of it and go right back into it. So his E skill makes his normal attack perform differently, and that's pretty much what everyone always does, because it vacuums in enemies, hits them a whole bunch of times, a bunch of crit damage, crit rate stuff or whatever, and the damage reduction that allows you to just face tank pretty much everything in the game, because you only take 1 damage. But you can dash cancel out of his E skill, so we'll go ahead and do that. So I would dash, but like back out so I wouldn't launch him, so I can immediately get into this like rapid mode faster. That builds up his meter fast. Hold on, is this because of increased vigor that accumulated by coal and continued coal by 1.5? That's why it's filling up so much faster, because I have his triple S plus ability. And then after activating Blood Curdle, increases damage, or no, increases crit rate 10%, crit damage 15%, and attack 15% for 30 seconds. Yeah. So that's what's going on there. But yeah, people would just like spam this, and then when they get close to filling it out, they just use the Q skill or whatever, and then go back to doing it, and they just hold this. Because it lasts like 10-14 seconds that you're just pulling in enemies, taking 0 damage or whatever. Let's go ahead and see his R skill. Oh yeah, R skill, this is like an active one, so you can actually kind of run around. You just send out blade slashes. I don't really know anyone that really uses that. There's some people's ultimates where their ultimates actually do less damage than if you weren't using the ultimate. So then just don't use the ultimate. But that's some characters. I think Stain's, or yeah, I think Stain's one of them. I don't know. I never had him at Triple S Plus until they, you know, gave me all the free copies of him. Okay, we got Aizawa next. So he can kind of like teleport around. He was also a menace in PvP because you see how he just kind of becomes transparent. That means he's going invisible, meaning that you can't target him. You can still hit him, but you can't target him when he's invisible. And it's like, okay, it's 2 seconds of invisibility once every 2 seconds. Or it looks like once every 3 seconds you get 2 seconds of invisibility or whatever. But I think he has a form change. Yeah, he does have form change. He has 3 forms, I think. So we have whatever form this is. This is his normal attack. He can throw out caltrop things or whatever. He can grab enemies and pull them to him and then slam them down. You can kick, I guess. I don't really know. I tried for so long to get Aizawa, and I always kept not getting him on his banner because I'd always run out of pulls. But yeah, and then Q. What is that? Oh, Q's the form change. So he has 3. So he has whatever this is. Okay. So he uses his cloth to pull in enemies towards him, attacks them, throws needles or something at him, dashes behind him. Okay. Then we have this form, which teleports. Oh my goodness. This is the one that everyone always like, oh my goodness, they'd always wait for this. I think you apply bleed to enemies too. So they just use this so that they could teleport. Oh, I think he's auto-changing forms. Here we go. So they use this so that they could just teleport behind you in the arena. And then, like, just, you know, combo you and stuff or whatever. And then we got this kind of dash around version. Okay, so he's got, like, 3 form changes that change his normal attack. His special skill... Oh, okay, you can move the meter over, you gotta find the enemy, and then you activate it. He wraps them up in the binding, and now they're stuck in the binding temporarily, so it's like a root ability, and then you do a bunch of damage to them too. Okay. R skill. Alright. That's pretty much it for Aizawa. I don't really use him that much, so that's the most I know about him. We have Shigaraki. Shigaraki has like a teleport kind of, but he like jumps. He does. So he's using that teleport guy's power. Okay. So he can like teleport behind you. And then he can grab you, which will slam you. He has like the little decay meter at the bottom. Once that builds up, he summons Nomu to fight alongside him. His E skill grabs you, and then you can combine that with the Q skill. Oh, there's Nomu. So Nomu, he will just kind of walk around, but whenever you use a skill, it basically gives him a command to do. So Q makes him do that charge slam, W launches him up, E skill makes him slam down. So then you just kind of combine the different skills. And then you just got like, you know, they're getting beat up by 2 people at the same time. I think he also reduces the damage that they take, and they take damage over time. He's like a really good damage dealer. Oh, here's Kamui Woods. Active card. He like roots enemies in place and then groups them up. And then you have Rhodey, is that this guy's name? It's from the movie. His like little Mega Man or Sonic bird or whatever. It looks more like a Mega Man bird. It like gives you a damage boost increase. And then we'll go ahead and his quirk activation just helps him build up his decay meter faster. And then what's his guard break? Oh, okay. His R skill, decay, and it just does damage over time in an AoE. Here's Froppy. I like using Froppy in the arena. It was pretty much like the one character I would use. So Froppy has her special quirk activation ability. She's also like the fastest character in the game once she starts doing her hopping thing. But her special quirk activation, it makes her go invisible. You can't like stop it. No, yeah, okay, so you stay invisible even when you're attacking. So what do we got now? Q skill. It hits enemies at a range, pulls them to you. Her normal attacks. Alright, her W skill leaves like a little poison puddle on the ground. Her, what is this? Is it the S rank one? The A one. Double S. Oh, it's not any of these passives. It's one of her talents. One of her talents makes it so like the first time you hit an enemy with poison, they immediately get stunned in place, like they can't move or do anything. And then as her poison builds up, it'll also stun them again. I don't know if we'll see it though. And then her E skill, she uses her tongue to whip an enemy, which apparently also dropped a puddle on the ground. Looks like it's not, yeah, it's not supposed to last as long. Oh my goodness. Oh, because I have this, I can just keep spamming the poison pools. See how he's not moving? Oh, he keeps getting stunned. He keeps like getting completely stunned where he can't move. Whenever he has like the kind of purple cloud effect on him, he's stunned. And then he stops moving. Oh no. Look at the hits. Oh, I'm hitting infinite. That means I've already done 999 hits, so it can't go any higher. Wait, no. I'm at 300. I've been lied to. It's probably just like you're doing a good job with the combos or something. I don't know. My goodness, how long are they gonna last? So now Froppy has another thing with her. Actually, it's all three of her skills. When she does a dodge, it like you see how the frog at the bottom and the middle hopped? When you're in that state, your three skills get like a different ability. So Q skill pulls enemies in, and then if I dodge, she lunges at the enemy, which allows you to keep doing this kind of like spin kick thing, dive bomb kick. And that actually does a lot of damage. I think that's where like a lot of her damage comes from, other than that first initial poison hit that poisons them or whatever. Her W skill leaves poison pool on the ground, but when she uses her dodge, she spins her tongue around and hits enemies and then pulls them to her kind of, and then, you know, lays down another poison pool. Her E skill, she whips with her tongue, but then if you dodge, it hits them like a larger range, and it hits them twice. So I would say like what I would always do is whip them with that, and I'd pull them back, and then, you know, keep comboing them, and then they're like in the poison pool and stuff. So that's hers, and then we have her ultimate. She's one of the basic characters. Okay, we got Ida. Ida was like the high damage dealer before. I think he kind of still is. If you had a whale Ida, you would basically just do max damage. Like, you do way more damage than everyone else. So this is the other thing I like, is every character has something unique about them, whether it's their quirk activation being like an active or a passive. His lets him build up his like little meter at the bottom faster, or actually when you use it, it keeps it at full, so then you can keep spamming one of his abilities to build it up. So he has like his engine that kind of revs up in his legs, and that'll basically change the second half of his normal attack. So here's his normal attack. Right? And then the Q skill exhausts your current meter to like increase your speed as your engine goes up from, like, you know, it can go up to 200%, but as it goes up, it gets faster and faster. And now at 50%, this is his normal attack, where he just like does like a barrage of kicks. W skill can like instantly build up his meter, kind of. And now we're at 100%, so now you attack even faster. And his E skill basically burns whatever his meter is. So if you're at 200%, it'll just burn the whole 200% back down to 0%, and then you do more damage. All of his skills get faster. So then, yep, now you see I'm doing like 900 something thousand. Basically, that's basically, oh yeah, those ones were 1,000,000. Also, your damage and stuff goes up based on like your meter. So since I'm at 200% meter, if I use his E skill, it gives me like, okay, what did it say? Attack up 100% and then crit rate up something or whatever. So now I'm doing about 2 million damage, 160 or 1,700,000, I think. There's like, I think the 2 millions or something. So he's just really good at doing a whole bunch of damage. And then when you keep him at his meter, you know, at like 200%, he just attacks faster and faster and faster, and he gets hyper armor while he's doing those kicks. He's just like a super high damage dealer. Then we've got his R skill. Let's wait for him to get back over there so I don't miss. Okay. So then we go switch. Regular Bakugo. So, okay, when he builds up his meter, he can start using his Q skill. His quirk activation gives him this special like little movement, and then you can also attack out of it or whatever. People would like spam that. They would like spam it to get hyper armor. That's that again, people abusing hyper armor. So they do that, and they keep doing that until they land a hit on you, like a solid hit that stuns you, and then they just do their combos. So now that I'm built all the way up to 100%, I could spam his Q skill, which is where a lot of his damage comes from. And then you have a chance based on one of his passives to not like consume any energy. But there's like a little combo there. So his W skill launches him up. I think he can follow up. No, that's his E skill. So he can launch him up with his W skill, and then E skill he jumps up, spins, then slams down. And that's pretty much all you need to know about Bakugo. And then we got his what's his guard break? Okay. That's his guard break, and then we got his ultimate. So impact, and then the other one's like howitzer impact. Okay. Fumikage, we already went over. Hawks is another ranged character. He's got some melee attacks, but he's more like a ranged character. He kind of stays away from him. He just calls down his feathers and stuff. And then he leaves feathers on the ground, and then if you use, I think it's Q, is it Q? He pulls, no, his Q, he just makes like a little AoE of feathers around him that does damage to enemies. What if I press it now? Okay, if I press it now, he'll snap and all his feathers will fly back to him, wherever they are in the field, dealing damage to any enemies in their path. So this just helps him drop more feathers, I guess, faster. And then I, like, there's 2 feathers right above, over to the left of him, to the right of him. I press Q, and it just pulls him back to me. W skill throws out feathers. Normal attack. His E skill. Okay, his E skill launches homing ones towards him. But apparently hit him twice. That must be a, oh. Now I'm out of arrows. Or feathers or whatever. Huh. That was different. Okay, I can just kind of get rid of my feathers, spread them out, and then call them back. Okay. And then his R skill, his ultimate, is kind of like Stains, where it's like a manual one. So he flies up in the air, you can't hit him, but then as long as you hold down the E skill, you throw down like a barrage of arrows, but maybe it's because I don't have... Okay, E skill, I can do that, and when an enemy is marked, you send out homing arrows towards him. But let's try that again. I need to have arrows built up. There we go. So now we use the R skill. And then my E skill does like a little AoE rain and marks the enemy with like a little feather mark. And then as long as I hold the skill again, now I fire homing arrows at him, and it does a whole bunch of damage. And then if not, he just slams them down wherever he's facing. So like over here, I'm not hitting him. Now I am. All right, go ahead and switch. And then we'll switch characters. There we go. Ochako. So she has a form change as well. Again, this is what I mean. I like the combat in this one better than like Genshin, because I like how the individual characters feel. Like it feels like they have a kit, not just they spam a basic normal attack that's the same as every other character of that weapon category, except for Catalyst, which is kind of different. And then that's it, right? It's just spam normal attack when you're waiting for cooldowns on your skill, and then you just cast skill, cast ultimate. So then like each character really only stays on field for 3 seconds, so you're not really using the character. You're more just using like their off-field effects or whatever. I don't know, like yeah, you get boosts and stuff or whatever, but it's just not as fun for me, the whole swap mechanic. I would much rather the characters be more fleshed out with like their kits and be able to do more. That's kind of what I like about like the Natlan characters, because they feel like they do something unique. It feels like they do more. Not a whole lot, but it's something. So we got Ochako here. Her quirk activation will launch her up in the air, which will change her normal attacks. It'll change her E skill and her W skill. And then you go back down. You can see like the normal attack button changes. So like her palms are out. And then that's just the default normal one. What's her guard break thing? Oh, she just calls down... I would say she calls down meteors, but that's not really what she's doing. She just basically drops it. Like lets go of it or whatever. So we have her normal attacks. She's one of the basic ones, like one of the early characters. As the characters go on, they get like bigger AoEs, longer reaching attacks and stuff, and more rapid hits and stuff. Usually that's every gacha game. First characters are like exclusively single target. Maybe their skill might hit 1 or 2 enemies if they're close enough. And then you go like a year or 2 down the line, and all their normal attacks are like normal, they're like AoE attacks, and their skills are big damage over time AoEs, and like they can hit every enemy on the field and stuff. That's the pattern of a gacha game. All right, so we have her normal attack. We have her Q attack, where she takes the pillar, and she spins the pillar to hit him a couple times, 4 times. 4 times? No, that was 5. Okay. Yeah, 5. Okay, I don't know why. I must have missed 1 hit. Her E skill, which calls down debris in an AoE, in front of her, it should be. So let's see. Yep, it's just in front of her, but the AoE is increased when you get her, like... It's either a talent or you get her ranked up. I think it's a talent, but like it expands the range by like... Was it 100% or something, or 30%? Something, but it makes it... I mean, it takes up pretty much this whole platform. Can I just keep spamming it? I want to see. I think I can spam more than one, but the duration's not super long, so it's just a short window. And then we have her quirk activation, launches her up. It makes her a normal attack, where instead of being a melee attacker, she's now a ranged attacker while she's up in the air. I gotta build her meter back up. There we go. And then while she's up in the air, her E skill becomes a ranged attack, or like it's more targeted. So rather than her placing it in front of her, she places it wherever the enemy's at from like a distance. And then her W skill turns into like a dive bomb. We also didn't show her W skill before. Her W skill launches, and then it can be paired with her quirk activation to do like a little bit of combo damage. But yeah, it launches them up in the air a little bit, kind of stuns them, lifts them off the ground. They can't like dodge or anything when they're up in the air. So we'll do that. W skill, quirk activation. She spins on her way up, hitting them a few times. And then just you go back to that. So that's her second form. So she has her ground combat and then like her aerial combat. And while she's up here, a lot of older characters' attacks couldn't hit her. So you kind of needed somebody like Fumikage or All Might or I think Aizawa. And then we'll go ahead and check her ultimate. Alright. Back out. We already did Shoto. Dabi. Villain. So Dabi has a meter that builds up at the bottom. I'm trying to think of if his hurts him like Endeavor's does. I think it's supposed to. Alright, so what do we got? We got his normal attack. He's a ranged character. He throws out blue embers that burn enemies and do damage over time. And then he throws out like a big orb that hits a couple times as well. When he builds up his meter, he can just like kind of release all the heat and stuff at once. So Q skill. Oh no, that kind of builds up his meter. Huh. Okay. Oh, I also have unlimited power on, so maybe that's messing with some stuff. His W skill, which is a stomp of flames around him. His E skill, which sends out flames forward. Q skill. I guess it's just kind of like a get away from me button, just like knocks enemies back. And then his quirk activation does this. Oh, and also changes his... Okay, so he has a form change. Alright. W skill pulls enemies in, or at least hits them multiple times. Sends that out. What if I do that while I'm using this? His W skill builds up his meter a little bit. Oh, I can't do it with unlimited power. Okay. I thought there was some extra special move I could do while I was in his form change. I don't know. I haven't played him in so long. Also, this is just setting a whole bunch of little flame things on the ground. No, I guess that's what I was thinking of. The initial cast of his quirk activation, it slows him down, but it changes up his moves. Okay. So he has two forms, and then we'll go ahead and use the R skill. Sends a wave forward, turns into a flame. He walks away with his back turned. People would try to use that. He didn't really get used much in Arena, but I mean, if you could pull that off, I think that was more just to like diss on your opponent. It's just like the look away, walk away thing. But yeah, he wasn't really used. Okay, who's next? We already used Denki. Momo. Momo's another character with form changes. So we got a lot of characters with form changes, and that's what I like, right? It's kind of like again in Genshin, you have Chlorine. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Chlorine, or whatever. Her E skill, she pulls out like the guns and then like shoots with electro shots, or Neuvillette does his like charge attack thing, and then like you have like the Nat Lane characters and stuff too. But she has three forms. She has the spear, this like dual scythe thing, which casting pulls in enemies to you. And then her like tower shield thing or whatever, which also when you run, it leaves marks on the ground because it's apparently cutting through the ground. She's supposed to be dragging it, I guess. So she has these 3 forms. They all affect her normal attack, and I don't think anything else. She can throw down turrets, up to 4. Yeah, up to 4 turrets. And they just like auto aim at the enemy. People, man, I used her in arena when I first got her in the game. Because just having turrets that you could like just place around, and then like you can just attack people and they will actually stun you. Yeah, it is 4 max. So, like you could just place them there and they could attack. Oh my goodness. You see what I mean about the like, there were things in the arena that just made it kind of unfair. Or like it wasn't balanced, right? You could still win. And again, I have like the unlimited power, so like, you know, normally there's like a cooldown, 5-second cooldown, and you got to build up her creation meter, which I've been kind of using. Yep, insufficient fat, unable to create. So I can't create any more turrets because she doesn't have enough fat. And so you got to build up. How do I do that? Oh, normal attacks, okay. And then she's got her E skill, which is like a chain skill where she fires a bunch of... I gotta wait for those turrets to go out. Oh, that meters to show when their next volley is going to be. Oh, there they go. Okay, so her E skill, she fires a bunch of missiles, and then she can throw it before it explodes. All right. Oh, she has another form change. Oh my goodness, she has 4 of them. So, all right, we'll start with her normal attack. Let's start with the guard break. Okay. It's like a little missile launcher. All right. So we got normal attacks with the spear, fast attacks. The initial dash gives you hyper armor. So like what you could do is you could dash. If you miss, you could just keep doing this until like you could keep doing this in PvP until like you get like an actual solid hit that staggers them, and then you bring them into your combo. So that's her spear attack. She has her dual scythe attack. That's just swapping to it, because swapping also does damage. So here's swapping to the spear. All right, now swapping to the dual sickle scythe thing or whatever. This is the most hits that you get. Knocks enemies away and then pulls them back. Look at that. Wait, is it really 32 hits? Hold on. I don't know if that was continuing from the last combo. No. 16 hits. Okay. And then we got her shield slam, which also gives her hyper armor when she does her normal attacks. So, and then she charges. So that's pretty cool. 3 stages. You use whichever weapon fits the situation more, or whichever one you like more. You like using the tower shield, you like using the spear or whatever. That's that. Now we have her 4th form change, which is her quirk activation, which allows her to summon this kind of energy beam that just keeps firing shots, and this will build up her fat meter. And then before it goes down, you can cancel it so that it immediately starts recharging faster without like a little delay before it starts charging if it completely runs out down to 0. So we got that, and then we got her ultimate. Summons her turrets and missiles, and then like an explosion. Oh, and then at the end, because of one of her talents or whatever, she summons more turrets. So like imagine having to fight, yeah, like people did not like fighting her. She was like one of the better characters. And she could deal with so many characters because of her form changes. Like if you wanted to like tank through and power through somebody abusing hyper armor, you could like use the shield and stuff because, you know, she's kind of attacking while blocking at the same time. So I don't know. And then like if somebody's faster, you're trying to like get them with your own hyper armor, use the spear, which also closes you into them. So if they try to like escape from you, her spear actually lunges. So this is just normal attack, not gonna move. Lunge. lunge. So, you know, you keep doing that, you can basically hunt down, you know, your opponent. You can chase him. All right, so go ahead and swap. We didn't use Deku. I used him in like the combat thing, the X mission thing or whatever. But you start off with Deku. He's got basic normal attacks. He's invincible while he's in that like green dash mode, because, you know, he's not standing there anymore, so he's kind of intangible. He's got his Q skill, which knocks him up. You can, I think you just hit it twice. I don't know if it hits him twice by default or if you need to tap it twice. Nope, you need to tap it twice. His W skill, which is like the finger flick, you can charge it so it does more damage. You also get, I guess, boosts and stuff. The E skill, which is like a hyper armor attack, hits him on 3 sides. And then his quirk activation just increases his damage, defense up 20%, movement speed up, attack up 156%. Oh yeah, and when you're up in the air, his Q skill turns into like a downward kick where he slams into the ground. And then you just have his R skill. Alright, so he's pretty simple. Mineta. I guess I won't have another opportunity to say this. Don't worry, I don't think it's accurate or whatever, but would Mineta technically count as a lolly? Can a lolly only be a girl? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just fun to say that about Mineta, that he's a lolly. I say it to people and they're like, no, stop. He's not. That's not how that works. He's short. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's use Mineta. Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, so Mineta, he jumps around. He's kind of like using Yoda in the Xbox 360 version of, what was that, Soul Calibur 4? Because Soul Calibur 4 on PlayStation, they got Darth Vader, and on Xbox 360, they got Yoda. So he just kind of like jumps around and stuff when he attacks. Kind of annoying to deal with. That's why I like using him. Other people get mad, I guess. But when you attack, you leave the little great ball things on the ground, and different ones do different things. Like the green one heals you and increases your movement speed. No, the green one just heals you. The purple ones just increase your movement speed and then give you this like little ground spin attack. Like, I'm not pressing any buttons, I'm just moving the control stick around. So you can kind of incorporate the little great balls on the ground into your combo. There's multiple ways to spread them around, so you can see the W skill and E skill are flashing. It's because once it's charged, it basically does like a second charge to like do like an enhanced version. So the enhanced version of the W skill is this. He throws the spears around, bounces around them, slams down, and leaves more on the ground. Now, the base version of W is he throws a bunch on the ground and does like that little side training thing or whatever, like the sidestep thing. When they were doing the training thing, when they first entered the school. So you could just bounce back and forth and get like a high sidestep record or whatever. And then it builds up, and then you get that again. It's a bigger AoE. Longer duration, so a longer stun. And then we got his E skill, which when this is fully charged, this turns into like an AoE ranged attack. So anything inside that purple sphere gets hit, and then he drops more spheres on the ground. Oh, it's got a long cooldown. Ultimate power. There we go. And then the base one, he just throws out a glob of great balls or whatever, which roots enemies to the ground. Normally they don't slide like that. I think that's a training only thing. They're not supposed to move at all. But you can do that to pin people down so they can't actually move. And then his Q skill. So he has like the little meter on the bottom. It's full right now, right? I like how they make it look like juice, like carbonated juice or whatever, that like little fizzes and stuff or whatever. When he uses his Q skill, it's going to drain it from right to left. And then once it reaches the bottom, you can keep it going, but then it builds up a red meter, which actually starts hurting you. So you saw like the red numbers at the end, the like negative 220 health or whatever. And then so long as the meter is red, I can't use the Q skill again. So energy bar is red, unable to use. And the only way to build the meter back up faster is just to pick up the orbs that are around the ground. Also, the orbs deal damage to enemies and they stun them. And if they get hit by, I think it's 2 orbs, 2 or 3 orbs. If they get hit by enough orbs, or if they run into enough of them, then they'll get like rooted in place. That's not gonna work. Now, his quirk activation can make them invisible to your opponents, but you can still see where they are. So like you can basically kind of create a little minefield of them. So if I'm standing here, they can't just charge at me or else they're gonna hit the ball that's right in front of me and then they would get stunned or whatever. So you can just kind of leave like little minefields around. See, look, he just took damage from getting hit by it. And then you can also knock them into it. Okay, it is 2, and then they get rooted. Okay. And then we got his ultimate. It's like a longer duration. I could have moved during that and been like attacking him while it was going on, but yeah. So that's Mineta. Kirishima. I like how Kirishima plays because he's like a counter attacker. So his Q skill makes him block, and if he gets hit during that, he will counter attack, which will do like a guard break, and then you can follow it up with a normal attack, which will do like a slam attack. I think it's either a normal attack or it's the W skill. His W skill, he does like a slam like that, but you can also charge it for like, I think a bigger AoE and more damage. Okay, 3 charges. Okay, so what's charge 2? Okay, it just does more damage, and then full charge, it does like 2 like little earth things or whatever. Okay. His E skill is a charge where he charges at him and runs at him and then hits him, and then you can keep pressing it to do like a little head bash or whatever. Almost said headbutt and then headbang. I mean, technically. Alright, and then you have his special? What does his special do? Oh, his quirk activation, damage reduction up 100%. That's crazy. I think it's because of his passives or something or whatever. It's gotta be. But yeah, his quirk activation makes you take less damage when you get hit. And then that meter at the bottom, when it builds up, it changes his normal attack combo. So that was his normal attack combo. And then once it builds up, he does like a slower kind of attack thing. It's more powerful, does more damage. So he kind of has a form change with his normal attacks once the meter builds up, and then when it's not up, he just attacks like this. Okay. Now let's put villain attack so that we can show the counter attack thing. So wait for him to attack. Okay, it is the W skill. So you get to counter attack, which like knocks people out of what they're doing. So like even if somebody was, I think, doing if they're invincible, they don't get hit. But even if somebody was doing an attack that grants them hyper armor, if you counter attack, it will break them out of that, and then you can follow up with like a full charged W attack. It's like automatically fully charged. So then next we got his ultimate. All right, switch. We are actually almost done because we're at the end. So I already used Mina. I already used Ojiro. I think we are done. That was everyone. All right. Yep. That we got everyone on the list. So we did everyone's thing. Did I miss anyone? No, we did Mirio's ultimate. We did Nejire's ultimate. I didn't really show Nejire that much, I guess. I know I showed her. We also had those skills in the way or whatever, but she's more just like a ranged stun character, which people also used her. It's like, look how long that's stunning her, or stunning him. And then you can also like do that. So people would use her in PvP for all of her like ranged stuns. And that also roots them in place. And then you can like just kind of pair them together. Yeah, it's more just for stunning, and it doesn't really build up the meter as much. Oh yeah, we were gonna possibly do arena too. Oh my goodness, I should do arena, see if we can find any other players that might still be playing. There's no real direction for this video. I know I'm saying this like an hour and 40 minutes in, but I'm just kind of showing off what's in the game that's gonna be, you know, dead in 48 hours. So might as well, right? So we got versus mode. So this is like the competition mode. So you have arena, which is you're doing manual combat against other players. You have super co-op, where you kind of do like, you can set up your formation. You have a team, you have a front lineup and like a back lineup. And you can assign 6 characters. The ones on the right with like the little bigger picture, like Froppy, Nejire, and All Might, those are the first characters. And then when they die, the character to the left of them tags in. And you don't control any of the combat that's going on. It's just like a top-down fight or whatever. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna lose. Switch? I don't know who this is. Oh no, I'm not gonna win. I'm not gonna win this. All right, let's try it. Oh wait, yeah, no, let's just try it, I guess. Just so you guys can see, I'm like higher up, so I'm up against like the whales and stuff. So even if I have them at SSS plus, oh my goodness, I'm actually winning for now. Even if I have them at SSS plus, they still have like higher level gear than me, most likely. Oh, look at that. Oh no, they're gonna catch up. Don't catch up. No, win. No, I'm losing. No, they killed my endeavor. No, I lost. They have the character. Yep, okay. I won against the initial characters, and then they put their stronger characters in the back. They just kind of slapped my characters into an early grave. All right, well, but yeah, so here, what am I? I'm rank 17 out of all of these people. I don't even know who all it shows. Ugh. And this is just in my server, I think, or is this across servers? Butt Stallion, that's a Borderlands thing. How long does this go? All right, I'm not going to see how long it goes or how far it goes. There's different rankings. I can check my rank here. So I'm at the summit, which is like the second highest. And I think Invincible might be when you're in like maybe the top 3 places, or maybe you're in first place or whatever. But I've collected the rewards for all the other ones. So... oh, reach top 1,000, reach top 50, reach top 30, reach top 10, reach top 5, and then reach top 4. Oh, to unlock the qualifiers for the next. Okay, so this means reach top 4 in my current bracket in order to unlock qualifiers to try and beat somebody to get into the next bracket. Okay, I think that's what it's saying. So I would need to beat the guy in 3rd or 2nd place or whatever, or 4th. Yeah, it's not happening. Versus, it's just like all whales at the top. So let's see. Super co-op battle we did. Warzone co-op, which is basically the super co-op, but you make 3 teams of 3 characters each. And then it's just random matchmaking. So super co-op, you can choose who you want to go up against. You can see their overall team power and stuff. So you can choose weaker ones if you want. And then this one's random. You get 10 chances a day for this, or unless you spend hero coins or whatever. But this is a robot. This is a bot account. The game has its own bots that it uses. So that way, you know, you can actually like do the content even if you don't get put up against anyone. So that's why they're all dying in like a single hit. I also haven't been doing this, so I'm lower in the rankings. So chances of me finding another player in this, not really. So they have 2 auto battle player versus player modes. They have, I think, 2 manual player versus player modes. The arena, which is a 1v1, and then showdown or Apex Showdown or something, or no, Apex Showdown's the one that's like once every like week or so, or once a month or whatever. There's some other one that what is it? Versus. I guess it is Apex Showdown. No, it's not. Oh, tag team battle, where it's the same as the 1v1 arena battle, but it's 2v2. So, and then you can only pick one character. You don't build a team of 3 like you do in the arena. I would be more likely to run into another player in the arena if I do points battle. Let's try this. Let's see what's my win-loss rate record. Okay, so this season, blah blah blah, all seasons, I've won 1,340 times in matched battles. That's just like regular kind of quick play with an 80% win rate. Favorite characters, meaning these are the characters I play the most. So I have an 80% win rate using people like Mineta, Momo, and Fumikage. Froppy's up next, and then Kirishima, and then Ida. So like I never really I would try a new character when they would come out, but oh no, Endeavor's at 86. Endeavor's at 86 because this was like the second month that the game came out and they released Endeavor. So I was using him and I was getting points, so I got like more hero coins. That's where most of that comes from. Otherwise, I haven't really been using a lot of them. Right? Like all the special characters are down at the bottom. Oh no, that's a win rate with the characters. I have a 0% win rate with Hawks and Aizawa. I think the number next to it means how many battles I've used the character in. Oh wait. So how many times? I used Endeavor 185 times. I used Mina 252 times. I've used Froppy 987 times out of the 1,300. And again, you put 3 people on your team, so even if you don't use somebody, it'll still count up. So that's why I have multiple people. Wait a minute. Well, then why does Mineta have 1,400? Oh no, because it's wins. That's why. Yeah, it says right there, battles and wins on favorite character. So I've used Mineta, Momo, and Fumikage over 1,000 times. Okay, and I got an 80% win rate. A 38 win streak. Escapes 5. I never escape. I never escape. The reason why there's 5 there, and this is all season, so that means from the start of the game until now. The only reason why it's 5 is because of disconnections. So there would be times where like you'd be in a match and it wouldn't even load. And then by the time it would actually load in, you would already be dead. Like you would have already lost. And then other times it would just go like, oh, you got disconnected from the server or something mid-game and it just counts it as a loss. So these escapes are black marks on my record. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 'cause the way I see it is like I'd rather stay until the end of a fight so that I can actually learn how to fight against the players. So like even if I'm losing to somebody, I want to see how people play the character and like what moves the characters use. That way I can kind of learn what to watch out for, and then also with the characters I'm using, like let's say Froppy for example. I would play Froppy or Suyu. I would play her differently depending on who I was fighting. So like if I was fighting World Hero Mission Shoto versus World Hero Mission Bakugo and World Hero Mission Deku, I would play her differently for each of those 3 characters and stuff like that. So that's why I always like to stay until the end so I can kind of like learn what's the problem, what's going wrong. Well, I guess the problem was I was using basic characters instead of special characters. But that's what I do. I like to try and like learn and understand like the mechanics and stuff, and just I don't know. I like to try and learn. I like game mechanics. This season wins 7. All right, so let's try points battle. So these are the 3 I got up there. Oh no, am I gonna find another human or is it gonna be a bot? I can find another human. The last remaining members. Here's the other thing about this game. The game dies in 2 days, and February 24th, I think it said, or 21st. February 21st, they made it so you can't download it anymore, right? So no new player or returning player can download the game if they downloaded it after, or if they try to download it after February 1st, 2025. So about a month ago, no one could download it. So apparently, people in Canada can. So I don't get what's going on there. I don't know how that time works. So this is the arena, but this is a bot. This isn't like a normal person. I think I was invisible too, so they were just kind of not aiming at me. Because Ochako's ranged attacks are supposed to be like auto aim, like it just spawns on you. You can swap in. Oh yeah, so if you look over to the right underneath the hit counter, you can see it says protection. Now they're at 8 out of 8, so they're safe and invincible. That's the other thing that Arena does. It tells you when people are safe or when they're invincible. So I have hyper armor here, so even though I can still take damage, he wouldn't be able to knock me out of the thing, out of my attack or whatever. I hope I get a person. That's that crowd control, like grouping I was saying that Fumikage can do. You can cheat with his ranged thing. So with Mineta, if he's about to die, you might as well just, well, I mean, you might as well, it's not going to matter anymore. But you might as well use his Q skill, because when the game like freezes everything to say KO, it still counts whatever's going on. So if you have his barrage going and then he gets hit and dies, he will still be able to do the full amount of damage while the game's frozen. So you can use that, you can kind of cheese that to get like a kill. I've used that against people who were using Mirio before, just to like wipe out their Mirio. Real person, real person, real person, real person. Come on. You can tell it's a real person if they like have the special characters. Oh, it's not a real Chad Judith. This is a bot. And the bots always like run straight forward. Oh. I'm getting beat up. Oh, he used that move. He gets some hyper armor when he uses it. Oh my goodness, I'm getting beat by a bot. No! Yeah, and you see how he just kind of stands there when I'm invisible? So it's a bot. Oh, I gotta use, I might as well. I always just kind of refuse to use the special banner characters because I always felt like it was just cheap to use them. Because they're so overpowered for it. But I guess I can show you Mirio. That never works. That whole kick thing, that never works. He just got kind of frozen. Oh, he stopped my ultimate. Back here. Where's he going? There he comes. Yeah, you get hyper armor when you use that too. Pretty cheap. Alright, we're gonna change characters. So, who should I use? Boop, boop, boop. I never use Hawks. Let's use you. Let's use you, and let's use you. No. Let's use Nejire. Then I can stun people. Oh, come on. Come on. Real person. No Chad Judith. No Brad Stan. No, it's Leaf Web. All right. So like you see how he dodged and like this attack he moved through. You can also blind him. It's like all of his attacks. Oh my goodness. You see how like I was barely hitting with Froppy? Like, oh my goodness. The newer characters, it's like their punches. Their punches, like they swing and then they hit like an additional 3 feet away from like where their fist is. Oh, his protection meter is building up faster. I mean, it doesn't matter now because it went back. Okay, so like you can use this and his protection meter only went up by 1 point, that whole combo. Same thing here, went up by 1 more point. So like when you can just stun with this, and now I'm invincible with hyper armor, and now I'm invincible again. Mirio is just like constant invincibility. Except for there. Hyper armor. Invincible, hyper armor. Hyper armor, invincible. Invincible still. Hyper armor, invincible again. He just keeps being invincible. He was the final nail in the coffin for the arena. It was so bad that it was just, if your opponent has Mirio on their team and you don't, it's almost guaranteed that you lose. Like before the match even starts. That's how bad he was. And now I'm going to use him to bully the last remaining person. That's how oh my goodness. There was an old game on the Xbox 360 called Two Worlds. It's a crappy game, but I love it for how stupid it was. Oh my goodness. That game had online multiplayer to like where you could fight against other people. And I sat there for like 30 minutes just trying to find another human being even trying to play. I was over at my friend's house because he had internet. And then I found one person. And then I picked like a bow, and I just completely, I kept like backing away from him and just like running away. And then just using the bow, it was, oh my goodness. I probably made it so he never wanted to play it ever again. So the one other player that was in the game, I made them not want to play. I never saw anyone else in the online ever again after that. Oh my goodness. I'm going to do the combo. Oops, I ran into that. I'm going to do the combo that people would always do. They do the kick. Hold on. How do... Okay, they do the kick. Flick, flick, flick. Okay, hold on. I got to do this again. They do the kick, and then the 3 burst, and then they kick again. And they just keep doing that. So kick, flick, flick, flick. Kick, flick, flick, flick. I'm not timing it right. I never play him. Flick, flick, flick. Flick, flick, flick. Flick, flick, flick. And they would just keep doing that because it wouldn't build up the protection meter, and they just use that to stall for time while their skills came off of cooldown. Oh, I missed. And look how he just teleports, so it's like you can't even get away. So now he's stunned, and then stun him again, and then hit him with the normal attack combo, and then stun him again, and then stun him again, and then do the combo again. Half of his health just gone. And then you just keep stunning them. This is what I mean. They were not built. These characters were built for PvE, not PvP. He was stunned that entire time, basically. Oh my goodness. That's why I don't like using them. They just feel so cheap. And it didn't feel like a real victory to me. So like I was just like, no, I'm not going to use it. You know, I'm not that desperate for a win where I got to use characters that are just so unfair, but I don't know. It was basically, if someone else is going to use power creep, you have to battle their power creep with your power creep. Or you have to battle their busted with your busted. So like, if somebody's using a busted character, you need to use another busted character to combat theirs. But I always got by with just Froppy and Tokoyami and whatever. And I played Arena. I'm sure there are people who, like, they play Arena all day. They probably have like tens of thousands of matches. I only have like maybe 2,000 or so. If I won 1,300 something matches, and that's with an 80% win rate. Well, I don't know how to do the math on that. Well, I mean, if I tried, I would get it. But I guess that you could use that to figure out exactly how many matches I had. Let's say I've done 1,600 matches and I've won 1,300 of them. So I've lost 300 matches. Or 1,700, I lost 400 matches. I'm going to throw Mina in here. And then I never play Aizawa, so I don't really know how he works. I had the one match with him. Oh, it was instant. This is the person. Yes! No! They're using Nejire. See, this is what I mean. Every time you go online, they're always using the characters. See, look. Stun, stun, and then here they come. And it's just stun, stun, stun. See what I mean? And then stun again. Oh my goodness. They can't hurt me anymore. Oh, they dodged it. They're gonna have like a super dodge to get out of this. Oh, they're somehow up in the air. No, you don't. No! This is stupid. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. I hate this. Oh, I got hit by his ultimate. I guess he kind of sideswiped on the side, so I guess it hit me. Oh, he's just gonna spam that. I'm gonna die. Okay, there we go. He's gonna die from the thing though. Okay, well he's dead. The last player. I got my victory. I am the strongest My Hero Academia, strongest hero player in the world. Alright, get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of them. Alright, we fought one player. Okay. Ooh, I got a little present. Ooh, I got 40 hero coins that I can't really use. Alright, what else we got? Quest. Pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up. Open this. Oh, I need one more fight. Ugh. I need some water. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm alive. Alright. So we're back out. So I fought one other person. I'm leaving with my victory. 100% win rate. It's not. But at least I didn't end the game on a loss. Otherwise, we would have kept going until I got a win. Oh, you know what I should do? Well, now my cat wants. Hi. Hello. She heard me cough and she's like, oh. Hi. All right, I'm gonna message. All right. Any survivors out there? This is a global chat. Oh, please, come on. Come on. All right, we'll come back and see. So timed. Okay, we have boss raids. Oh, this is like the weekly. Every week it would swap between these three things: virtual battleground, mock contest, and then boss raids. Every week it would just cycle between them. What else we got? Okay, we went over all the verses. Hero is just where you see your collection of heroes. You can check like their support cards. You can check their energy crystal, which is like a newer feature that was added at some point. Talents, where you basically start out in the center and then you can build into 3 paths: top left, top right, or the bottom path. And then once you get them all filled out, you can put things towards this, which just increases their damage by like 1% per level. Chips, which are like the chips that you have active on the character, which like this boosts their damage by a lot, and then you can overclock them. Once they get past like level 16, you can overclock them for additional stats or whatever. Support skill. This is where when I was doing the training, you were seeing like All Might and Fumikage and Bakugo jumping in when I was using my other skills. You basically pick who you want and they give you different stats. So like Endeavor, Activate, or Shigaraki or whatever. They increase your stats by a certain amount too. Affinity, you basically give them gifts. Does giving them gifts do anything? I know you get hero coins from it. I think you just get some sort of collectible thing. Stats bonus. Oh no, you get stats bonuses based on their affinity level, I think, as well. Okay. Oh, resonance. This is how like you upgrade them from S rank all the way to triple S. And you get like these like little picture cards and stuff for them. Upgrading. Okay, level 130 is the max level. So I think 100 used to be the max, and then it was like 120 and then 130 with the updates. See, that's what they were updating in the game. Just max level, enemy scaling for like whatever, but that was it. Like no real new content. That was pretty much it. Yeah, heroes, co-op. So agency assessment, this was the thing where you could pair up with other people. So this person's doing forest training floor 23. Let's go ahead and do it, right? Why not? Ready. You know, we can... This person might be AFK, actually. They're AFK. No! Come on! Find. Try again. Here, my team. I want to leave. Cancel already. Where do I leave? Leave. Exit. Maybe I can pair up with these guys? You guys here? Ooh! That guy's there! Ooh! Ooh! We're doing it! Yeah! People are still in the game. It's kind of hard to play with my cat. Here, alright, you settle down. There you go. Alright, so agency assessment, you kind of like run through a dungeon. I'm gonna group up the enemies. Okay, I grouped up 2 of them. And then you basically work your way through the dungeon, fight the boss at the end. We're on floor 1, so they're pretty easy to get through. There we go, now they're grouped. So somebody must have used a an active card, which was... It didn't let me group up that first time. So we're gonna fight a mini-boss, which is this paper bomb... I guess not a paper bomb thing. It's the paper guy, Thousand Eyes enemy. Now I'm going to transform. And while I'm in this form, I have hyper armor, like at all times until I lose the form. I can group up enemies. Keeps moving out of the way. All right. I'm in first place. I gotta maintain this. Oh no, I didn't mean to... I forgot I still have my meter up. Okay. So I run out here. Okay, now they're all grouped up to me. Okay. Now we're gonna go fight the boss. Which is Hanzo. I always kind of wanted Hanzo as like a playable character. That's the thing, it was just like, they have so many characters, villains and heroes that they could have just, you know, added into the game. But I mean, I guess, yeah, that does create the problem when they have too many characters, because then it's just like, then you can't work towards building them because there's just too many to build. Ah! Ah! No! Ah! Okay, this part's scripted. You either dodge out of it or you don't, but you can't damage them during that. Okay, well, let's do this. Somebody AFK? I think so. I think the Shigaraki is. That's it. Wait a minute. Hey, wait. What do we mean my damage is 0? No. No. It's not true. Been lied to. All right, so that's agency assessment. That's the one map, the Night City. There's a sewage factory, and then there's a forest map. Those are the 3 maps. After 4 years, they only had the same 3 maps from the beginning, no new ones. Right? So you could tell why the game died. You have a whole city you can run through too, but I mean, it's not like you can do anything. That's why I wondered about that. I forgot what they changed the name to. So there was a game that was coming out called Project Mugen, and they've changed the name to something else. Where it was like you could run on the sides of buildings and you can swing around like Spider-Man and stuff. It's a gacha game. And I was sitting there, I was like, that's cool, and you can drive a car and stuff, but I'm sitting there thinking like, what if that's the only thing you can do though? Because that's usually how gacha games do things. Like they make some flashy mechanic that everyone's like, whoa, wow, woo. And then you get in, and then that's what you saw in the trailer. That's all there was to it. Like it doesn't go any further than that. It doesn't combine into something else or whatever. So I wonder if it's just, I don't know. Because like, look, there's a whole city here. You don't do anything. I can't talk to that guy. Can't talk to them. You just run around, and it's for quote unquote patrolling or whatever. So like you have missions or whatever. Like right underneath my little mini map here. Here's the map. So where am I at right now? I'm in Hanye New Town. And then there's Hanye Training Area, which like that's the school, or at least that's not the school. Where's the school? I don't think we can go to the school, but that's like the sports track, which that's one of the daily quests is to like do a sports track thing. For some reason I feel like there's a clown somewhere. I don't know. And then there's Hanye Urban Area. It's like you can't run through all that map over there or whatever, but you can run through the town. So like it was nice for the time. I'm Spider-Man. It was fine for the time, but just not really much you could do. Is this a collectible I don't have? Yeah, pick it up, Dark Shadow. Oh, it was. Lock heroes, rock locks, earrings come in the shape of locks. Oh, useless trash, dang. Come on. What do I do? Achievements. I'll pick this up. Okay, archives. Character archive? Oh, this shows the different characters and stuff, okay. That you can encounter out in the city. Combat archive shows all the different enemies that are in the game. I think it has all of them. Bakugo. Oh, you probably fight him. Wait, why is he an enemy? Wait, yeah, why is he an enemy? I know he's an enemy in the mock trials. Maybe that's it. I don't know. And they got the Fox villains or faux villains or whatever. It's not called a fox hawk. It's called a faux hawk, but it's like spelled the same way. Here's this one. Ooh, geez, that was fast. I didn't know it was going to do that. They got this enemy. They got the scorpion kind of one. Oh, it's got 2 scorpion tails. Invisible wall. Habit headgear. Four-armed zealot. Stitched giant. Hardhead. Giant villain who looks like a shark. Or the shark head. Or villain. Villain. It's the same dude, just with a different haircut. Hanzo Sweden. Or Sweden. Muscle Man. Thousand Eyes. Minotaur. Violent Vandal Sickle Claw. Needle Hair. Tesla. Martial Hair. Probably just martial artist. And then Chomper. Or, oh my goodness, what's his name? Zetsu. Oh, he's making noises. No thanks. Zetsu from Naruto. Collection archive. Okay. I have 76 out of 85 collectibles. Dude, I've been slacking. Dude, I put down the game multiple times because there was just like nothing new, and I would just like get points and stuff to save up for spins, and then I would just like, all right, I'm logging out. Maybe I'll come back if they add a new character, and I would. So like I would log out. I would not log back in for like half a year. Or like 8 months or something or whatever, and then, oh look, the new character is coming out, and I'm like, okay, and then I log in. They have the big three, Najire, Tamaki, and Mirio and stuff, and it starts off with one of them. I'm like, oh, okay, so now they're gonna have all three of them. Quest archive, character archive, collection archive, yeah, All Might. Here's a little wallpaper if you guys want a wallpaper. Actually, here, hold on. Let me move me out of the way so you get like a good wallpaper. Unless you want me on your wallpaper, then you can do that. So let's hide me for a second. There you go. If you want to reminisce, you just take a screenshot, and then there you got your wallpaper. Oh man, this is all gonna be gone. Ooh, this proves the thing where I say like I don't want to spend in gacha games like anymore. I don't. If I've ever spent in a gacha game, it was around $60, and that was in like maybe 3, maybe 4 gacha games, like separate games. But it's like $60, $80. I'm never spending any more than that, and this is exactly why, because you spend thousands and thousands to tens of thousands to even like over $100,000. There's always going to be an end of service at some point in time. And then all the stuff you bought is just gone. This is why I don't like invest money into, well, it's why I don't like investing money into like a lot of like modern games and stuff. I'd rather just be able to play and earn the stuff. And then, like, you know, put down the game whenever I want. No FOMO, none of that stuff. I don't know. I feel like there was something else I wanted to show you. Oh, the recruiting. Every gacha game. Hold on, I got a cough. Jeez. Oh. I'm sick. Oh my goodness. Oh. All right, I'm back. For now. Every gacha game handles the gacha mechanic differently, and I think this is one of the best gacha mechanics that I've seen out of the maybe 8 or so gacha games I've tried. 8 to 12 gacha games I've tried, I think. I should make it's not long enough to make a video of it, but I could make a list of like which ones I have played. So the way that this one works, now this is also how you know it's dead, you know, for like the past, I think, year, they got rid of all the special banners, and it's just the standard banners where they put the special characters all in the same banner. Deku's not supposed to be up there, but you're supposed to be able to get, okay, so here's B rank characters, Deku, Denki, Kirishima. A rank characters are the purple ones up there. Mina was added into the game at some point. Maybe, I think that was 2020. Yeah, that was 2021. Mina was added in 2021. And then the standard S rank characters. So none of the special ones. So you don't see All Might up here, Endeavor, Stain, Shigaraki, the big three. You don't see Dabi up there. You don't see Hawks. You don't see Aizawa. You don't see any of them because they had their own exclusive banner. And this is what like I think gacha games need to do because it's more consumer friendly. No 50/50s. No more 50/50s. Stop doing that. Special character comes out, special banner. If you pull an S rank, you pull a 5-star, you pull a SSR, whatever the highest rank, whatever that character is, that should be the only character you can pull on that banner, because that's exactly what this game did. If it was an All Might banner, if you ever pulled an S rank character, there's no 50/50, no nothing. You get All Might every single time you pull an S rank. So if you pull All Might once, you know, okay, I can save my pulls for the next character, and then I can guarantee that I can get that character. Also, if you look up right above the details button here, it says guaranteed to get a character every 10 attempts. You don't need to do multi-pulls. You can do individuals if you want. There's no like, you know, if you just do individual pulls, nothing's guaranteed. But if you do a 10 pull, you're guaranteed to get 4-star or higher or whatever. None of that. It keeps track of everything. So like if I were to do one pull, so you see how we're at 3 out of 10? If I were to do one pull for 250 coins, I'm gonna try and draw that bicycle I drew again. Oh, I already messed up. Okay, so this is a bicycle. All right, we get the seat. Put a little cushion on there. No, it goes down like that. Actually, you know what? Let's just turn this into a basket. Sure, that's a basket. And then... Oh, you know what? I forgot last time. I just drew a bike. I didn't draw the pedals. All right, that's our bike. Some people fill out the whole thing. Some people draw inappropriate things or whatever. Just whatever they think is going to give them luck. That's what they do. Wait, what did I get? I didn't even look. Or whatever. Now you can see that guaranteed to get a character every 10 attempts. Now it's tracked at 4 out of 10. So it keeps track. And it gives you guaranteed characters at 3 different sections. So you're guaranteed a character every 10 attempts. It could be B rank, it could be A rank. Or actually, wow, that is... You're guaranteed a character every 10 attempts. I guess that just means a B rank character. With a chance of you getting something else. You are guaranteed to get an A rank character or above every 30 attempts. And then you are guaranteed to get an S rank character every 10 attempts. Okay, so you're guaranteed to get a character every 10 attempts. You're guaranteed to get an A rank character every 30 attempts. And apparently this is all tracked separately from the S rank character. And you're guaranteed to get an S rank character every 100 attempts. And it's always going to be the special banner character. You want Endeavor, you wait for Endeavor's banner. It's going to come back on a rotation. That's also the nice thing about having fewer characters in your game, is that they rotate more often, right? And then the chances of you getting the character you want with a smaller loot pool means that you can get the characters you want more frequently. But yeah, that was just great, right? You get the character you're pulling for. You don't ever get a character you're not pulling for. I still don't have Kokomi. Genshin Impact 4 times. I've tried 4 banners and I always got Chi-Chi, I got Diluc, I got Kaching. I've never gotten Chi-Chi. It's not fair. So that's why I like this game. I think this has one of the better gacha mechanics because it's just there's less BS, we'll say, right? Less BS. You get the character you're spinning for in the first place. It works, right? Maybe that's why it went under. They made the game too player friendly. There are cards here you can spin for cards. Each character has their unique EX card. And then once you get past the default characters and like the default standard S rank characters, then you get these like special ones or whatever that do things. But no point pulling on cards. You pull for characters at this point. Because there's no point in getting cards. There's a Bakugo shard. But yeah. All Might used to have his basic. Oh yeah, and even the standard banner characters. Even they just pulled them all on this like dead game banner. It's the dead game banner. So they put all four, Momo, Fumikage, Shoto, and Bakugo. They put all four of them on this one banner. But before that, they all had their own special banner as well. And they would just cycle out. Like this, it's the same pattern, same time. It would be like Momo, Fumikage, Shoto, and then Bakugo. And then it would reset back to Momo, Fumikage, Shoto, Bakugo. And it would be the same pattern. So like if you wanted to get those specific characters and you wanted to get them ranked up or whatever, you would just wait until their rotation came around, which was like once a month, I think. And then you just get them. Right? Momo gets her exclusive banner. You're not going to pull any of the other three standard S rank characters. Just Momo. Gacha games need to do that. It's just more fun. It's more enjoyable when you can actually like get the characters, because the characters in any gacha game, the characters are the gameplay. And when you can't get the characters, you can't access the gameplay tied to the characters. Wouldn't that kind of just make it I don't think that's the exact definition of paywalled, but it doesn't feel good. Paywalled gameplay. I don't know. I don't really think there's much else that we can do. Ooh, I could do one more pull. All right, come on. I'm at 92 out of 100. This is the one. Oh, I gotta check my purple tickets, because I wonder if I had purple tickets and I just can't use them because they don't have special banners anymore. I didn't get anything. So what would that be? My bag? Bag. Consumables. No. I don't have any. 25 hero coins. I never win the 2,500. Gear, chip, support card, consumable. I guess I don't. Maybe they just deleted all of them. Maybe they deleted all of them and turned them into standard banner ones or something. I don't know. Oh, we can read the notes, the patch notes. System notice. No news yet. Oh no. This? No. Settings? No. Rankings. You can see the rankings here. So, I'm kind of in the way. I can't move any. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So we got the rankings here. So if anyone's ever wondering what the rankings were before the game, poofed out of existence, there it is. Hero rankings. A BP of 173,000. See, that's what I was talking about. 173,000. Collecting data. Here it is. Top 10. I'm in 43rd place. Okay. Now, Super Co-op Battle. I'm in 17th place. We'll see the top 10. There you go. Arena point rankings. Oh, I'm in second place. Oh, because there's no one else playing. That's why. I got some points. Yeah, so. Yeah, I'm in second place. Yeah. Okay, total BP rankings. I'm in 44th place. And we'll see the top 10. And there you go. And then agency assessment rankings. So agency assessment rankings is there's no bracket data. Oh, is it because it's constantly thrown up? It throws up new people. Oh, okay. So agency assessment was that kind of dungeon thing that we did, and it was basically force training, whatever. Does that change? No, end of the list. No, it's just a. Oh, wait, right there. Floor 1. Hey, that's me. Oh, that's from today. Yeah, first place. Yeah. I'm on first place on Town Night Raid. Oh, wait, that shows the 3. Oh, Momo-chan's team. So these are the only 3 missions: Town Night Raid, Abandoned Chemical Plant, and then Forest Training. Okay. Damage? No. Yes, I'm first place in damage too. You know, this is what's great when no one else is in there, because I have no one else to compete with, so I can always be first place. No, I don't know. I still got second. All right. Anything else? No, I think that is it. I think that's all we have to show you. Can I show my card? Here's my card. Oh, this is how you switch characters. So you can choose which character you want to play as, like which one you want to run around the town as. So like if I pick Kirishima, I can display, we go back, and now I can run around as Kirishima. That's how you do it. And then if you have active cards, I think it said that you need to get 3 copies. Okay, I can activate this now. Okay. So I can run around as All Might. Well, I could already run around as All Might because I have the character All Might. Oh wait, we could check the skins of the characters. I'm trying to like catch all this stuff before it ends, just in case somebody like wants to watch the video and relive what's available. So we have different titles you could have on your character based on how much you rank them up. I usually have Froppies on. Battle, you get these things, which I didn't really get any. Limited, which are for events. Christmas one. Okay, first anniversary exclusive reward. I Am Here 2.0. Time to Shine. Whatever. Chimney delivery. So they had 2 Christmas events. Growth. Oh, I guess this is new. Claim. There we go. Agency. Legendary Career. Supernova. Brilliant Stars. #1 Foodie, which has like little Pac-Men. Well, that's surprised they didn't get like copyrighted for that. It's probably just because it's like, no, he's got dots for eyes. No, wait a minute. No, that is Pac-Man. And then rankings. Superstar. Expired. No. All right. Well, you get character icons for the characters. Like you get a default one. And then I don't know if it's the chibi one first or whatever, but you get different cards for like ranking up the characters. Oh wait, it tells me. So I get the chibi one for getting her to rank 3, and then I just get the new hero. Okay, unlocking the character and then get him rank 3. Okay. So each character has their like little character card that you can use on your character card for your profile picture. You get different avatar frames for some of them. Chat frames, you get different chat frames. The Facebook thing doesn't do anything. You can take your character showcase, so you can put your favorite characters up there if you want, or so that people can, see Oh wait, I'm in the way. There's Froppy in the way. I'll put me right here for now. So that, like, I guess when people click on your trainer card to see like if they want to accept you into like their agency assessment or whatever, then they can just quickly see, oh, this person has this character and they're triple S or whatever, so this person would probably be more helpful. There was team ups. I'm not doing that though. Joint operation. You can help people. Whoops. Oops. Co-op. Emergency. You can search for other players, I guess, that need help, but like once a day. And then team ups is like it's kind of like a raid. So you have a team of 9 people, three people per team, team A, B, and C, and then you kind of organize who's gonna like do what. You have 2 people, or you have 2 teams that go and like fight the bosses when the bosses cycle in, and then the other group is supposed to like fight and stall the enemies, so that way it doesn't drain your meter that fast. Oh, my nose. Costumes. Okay. Oh, wait, All Might has one. Oh, the golden suit. The suit of peace. This is like, I think you had to buy that one. Oh, you can make them long. Aizawa, whatever. Okay, Froppy has the what is it? Is it like is it the Chinese vampire or Chinese zombie? I think they're supposed to be vampires, aren't they? Some form of like undead or whatever. Unless some other, I don't know. We got Ida, Bakugo. He's got the UA uniform. He's got Firecracker. Goku outfit. Fumikage, and he has his Dawnbringer. I never really liked this one because his arms don't move, right? Like his arms aren't meant to move because it's always been covered by the cape. So when they gave him arms, when you're running around, they don't really act right. At least from what I've seen from like other people using them. Ox, Ochako, then she has her UA uniform, and then Peachy New, Shoto, New Elements, Dabi, Denki, Momo, and she's got her dress. How fast can I make him spin? Whoa. Okay, we got regular Deku. The costumes actually provide benefits. Oh, these two are, it's the same thing. So wearing the costumes actually makes your character a little bit stronger. Just a little bit. 200 points. Mineta. No, 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 no. And that's it. Okay, that's all the costumes. Alright. Now I think we've done everything. So this was My Hero Academia, The Strongest Hero. This game will be gone in 2 days. March 31st, 2025. I like this game. Joined a couple discords for like the alliances and stuff. It was fun. It was fun while it was active, and then very quickly, like I was saying with the things with like the alliance drills, the basically guild versus guild was the top guilds just scooped up all the whales, and then no one else could compete. And then people just kept joining, and then it's just like nothing they can do. And then eventually people stopped joining completely. And then you would just kind of like auto win. Actually, no, you wouldn't auto win. There wouldn't even be like competition. You would just spawn in, and then you just like basically race your own guild to see who can get to the flags first. to see who on the team would get the most points, and that was the competition, was with your own guild, because there were no enemies. I don't know. It was fun, but the game was fun when it was active. I think it had like a nice online presence as well. Kind of. Kind of like how Tower Fantasy, it took gacha, but kind of made it more... It was gacha, but it had an MMO feel to it. Genshin's just single player. Like all the way, it's single player with some online multiplayer. But it's a single player game, Tower Fantasy, a gacha MMO. And then this was also like a gacha MMO. Kind of. I think Tower Fantasy did it better because you could actually see people running around in the world and then just like join for the world bosses and stuff. Just a bunch of people go there. But yeah, this is it. This is my last time logging in. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I'll be better. Oh, I got a cough. Oh no. I gotta wrap up the video. Oh my goodness. Bye everyone.